Hello, Flood students. Reaching out to you. All right. Oh, you're getting an inside look at
How's it done?
outtakes, man.
Magic.
And I find the sort of things that I do naturally. But when I do on mic, it's like so loud. I can't scale it up. Oh man, here we go. Hello, Flood students. Wanted to connect with you today. Hope you're having a quality day so far. If you didn't see it, we sent out a video last night on Facebook, and then also your small group leaders have a copy of that also, YouTube link, just to tell you a little bit about what's going on, how we're doing things, and some of our goals for next week. All right, so check that out. If you didn't get that, you can get it from your small group leader. They can text you the link. So anyway, one thing that I mentioned in that is we're going to try to connect with you all through social media, do some video stuff, just to stay connected, encouraging you all, see how you all are doing. What we're going to do today is connect with a former student. All right, so if you do not remember, if you haven't been in the group that long, this is John Geiger. Went through the youth group, helped out a ton after graduation, and now is a police officer, one of our awesome first responders. So thankful for this guy. So I invited him here to just share a short piece of encouragement for you all. We're going to start out with, in case these guys, some of them don't know you, we're going to start out with a couple questions.
Yeah,
All
sounds
right.
good.
So we're going to start, keep it pretty simple. Name?
My name's John Geiger.
All right. John Geiger here once again with us. Couple questions.
Okay.
First off, for the next 10 years, if you were limited to one animal, cat or dog?
That's tough, but I didn't know these questions would be so deep.
We're going to go in 5, 4, count it down, 3.
I'm gonna say dog. Can't beat a boy with me.
My man, can't go wrong with the dog, right?
I can't.
Okay, we do have, for each of these rounds, we have some prizes for the correct answer. So for round 1 of questioning,
Oh,
it's going to be equipped. We have some hand sanitizer. He's ready to go.
thank you.
You got it. You got it. All right. Next question.
Okay.
So we're dealing with the whole quarantine thing right now.
Absolutely.
If you were going to be in your house for the next week, I would say only one album, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
One CD, one band that their playlist. All right.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be necessarily one CD, but that band or musician's playlist is all you have to listen to for the next week. Who's going to make that list?
You know what, bud? This one's pretty easy for me. I love Reliant K.
Nice.
So
Old school.
Nothing
Old
better
school.
than that.
All right, bumping up to round 2.
Goodness.
You've won, and for the fact since you won both round 1 and 2, we've got to go in with our Flood
no
alumni,
way.
going with the old
Ah,
Flood T-shirt. So you're good to go.
that's awesome. Thanks, bud.
All right. What I let John know, what I threw out there was this. And I want to encourage you guys with the same idea. We talked about it some with the upperclassmen. What I'm doing this year, one of my goals for 2020 is I've got some Christian men who love God, love others, live out their faith, and they're at least 10 years older than me, all right? And so once a month, I'm trying to take one of these guys out, grab some lunch, and just basically say, you know what? I've seen the way you live your life. If you could go back to when you were my age, what encouragement, what wisdom would you give yourself? All right. So that's one thing I'm trying to just gain wisdom from people who have been there, who are further along in life. And so what I've asked John to do, if he would just give us a quick snapshot, couple of minutes about what stands out of looking back to when he was in the youth group, to when he was a teenager. So I'm just throwing that question out there.
Okay.
What stands out? Doesn't have to be a specific area.
Yeah.
But what stands out, something that you would encourage a teen today with?
Okay, yeah. For me, when I look back, what I would tell myself now is not really care what others think about you and be genuine. I had a belief back in the day that, if you didn't act a certain way, if you weren't popular, if you just kind of kept to yourself, didn't really get too deep in certain things, you wouldn't be judged or people wouldn't hate on you, because you were just like everyone else. But what I've learned with these years is people respect genuine people. So even if you're a believer, and even if you're around, like some atheists or people who don't, really go with that lifestyle, they respect the genuineness of you and your heart. Because I've had people who are not believers that say, "Hey, man, I appreciate you keeping firm in where you're at, where you're standing," and it all comes from just that belief of not caring, what people think, and just being who you are and being what you're called to be, because it goes a long way.
Absolutely. Yep. And it's cool because something like that, with being genuine, truly living out your faith, it's not something that only impacts where you're at right now. The students, those kids around you are going to see that, and it's going to impact them. It's going to make a mark in their mind. They're going to think about that. But also, man, carrying that on through life, because what he just shared is not just during your teen years, right? It's carried on throughout life. No matter what job, where you go to college, people can see a fake. And so just, we're not going to be perfect, but man, intentionally living out our faith, quality stuff. Anything else?
No, that's it. And like you said, it continues on. And at work, it's funny, my sector mates or my partners, they'll call me Pastor John. Because,
dude, I love it. I love it.
Because, but they have a respect.
Yes,
and they'll always say, "Hey, man, like, even though we don't agree, respect that you're always kind of keeping that same tone." And so it's just that core belief of, I'm going to focus on myself, I'm going to focus on what God made me, and I'm going to just be genuine till the end.
Awesome. All right, last question. What is one highlight, like looking back from your time in youth group here? What's a highlight that you kind of are thankful for, or that you look forward to? However you'd like to put that. What's a highlight looking back?
Yeah, I've always loved small groups. When I was here in the youth group, I've had just great leaders.
Awesome.
Richard Brumball, your dad, Wally Burkhardt.
That's good.
Dan Anderson. I mean, Jeff Mills. You can really just like keep going with
awesome.
A lot of them, and just kind of the personal time you can have in small groups that you might not be able to have in large groups.
Right.
I encourage everyone to kind of focus on that time, because that's your time to be genuine, to have hard conversations, and that's the time where you're going to have healing and you're going to have growth. So I'm so thankful for that time, and it's honestly times that I look for even now. Like when I have Bible studies with guys, I'm looking for that same connection I had back with the youth group. So
that's awesome. Good stuff.
Yep.
Well, John, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for
bro.
being here today, and we'll be touching base more in the future with stuff like this. The word is that one of our videos next week may possibly have an art project built in. Looking forward to that. I think it'll be fun. If you have ideas that you'd like to see, or some creative things that we can do in some videos over the next few weeks, let me know. Would love to include it, and we'll go from there. So you guys have a quality day, and we'll be in touch soon. Thanks.